Example, girls. So it says plot the graph, blah, blah, blah. Y equals x squared plus 2x, take away 3. In this area, when x is greater than -4, greater or equal to -4, and less than or equal to 2. So now we're going to plot this. Let's do how we're going to do that. So we're going to our cast. This time I'm going to go menu. I'm going to select a graph. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to enter my equation. So it's x squared plus 2x. Oops, sorry. Plus 2x. Take away 3. Given, so remember that we do that by going in control equal and selecting this arrow. Fantastic. -4. -4. And then we go control again and select this one to put the x. And then control this one again. Yep. And now 2 and enter. Okay, good. So I have there my graph in that area. Notice that it's cutting out here the graph because I said that I wanted from -4, and we can see here that it's -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2, and it's also cutting it there in 2. Okay, so I'm going to do something. I'm going to copy this graph because we're going to analyze it, but I want to be able to point out 2 things here. So that's the first thing. So so it says plot the point and hence state the equation of axis of symmetry. So we know that to find the axis of symmetry, we need the turning point. So we're going to see how we do that. So we're going to go here and we're going to go menu, analyze graph, and we're going to find in this case the minimum. Okay. So it's saying what is the lower bound. So you have to drag the point and saying, okay, my lower bound is going to be here. And your upper bound, good, here. You can see that is immediately saying here there's a minimum. Good. And it's giving me here the point. So the point is -1 and -4. So I'm going to write it here with red. So this point, and I can see it also that it's here, -1 and -4. So I have, why did you do that to me? Wonderful. So I have my turning point, my minimum, my vertex here. Okay, wonderful. So we already have done the coordinates of the turning point and whether it's a maximum or a minimum. So here we have this one and it's a minimum. Okay, so we have done part B, but part B helps us to do part A. Part A says the equation of the axis of symmetry. So we know that the axis of symmetry, if I want to insert here a graph, can I do that? Will you be kind enough to work? Oh, thank you. I'll fix it in a minute. Okay, I just have to move you to the side. Yeah, there you go. So that's my axis of symmetry. And what's it going to be? Remember, in this case, x always have the same value. What value does it have? My turning point is telling me. So my symmetrical axis is x equals -1. Always remember that in your graphs, when you have your graph, you should write your, label your graph. So this one is y equals, I have it here, x squared plus 2x, take away 3. Wonderful. And what is I asking? The x and the y intercepts. So there are several ways. One is you can do it here. We can see what the values is here. I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can use your cast to do that one. One is by analyzing the graph. So you're going to go menu, or you can trace the graph actually. Sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Escape. I'm going to go here with me. Yes, I have to go menu. trace the graph. So by tracing the graph, you see how this is one is moving. So I can move to the side and oh, I identified, there you go, 1 and 0. So I can point here that my other point, I'm going to do it with green. This one is 1 and 0. And the other point, I just have to continue tracing. Menu. I don't know if I have to do this again. Trace. It's not allowing me to move. Why? Okay, good. But now I want to trace again. Allow me to move. There we go. And down, 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 down. To the other side, to the other side. And if I press there, -3, 0. Fantastic. The other way of finding these 2 points, notice that I know that the y is 0. So we can factorize. If we factorize this one, we will be able to find these points. So if I'm here, I can go to my scratch pad and say menu, algebra, factor, and I'm going to factor my equation, which is x squared. So I go x squared plus 2x plus 2x, take away 3, and done. And there you go. Notice that if I use this one, what happens here, I'm going to show you, because y is equal to 0. So what happens here is that x plus 2 plus 2x take away 3. I'm saying that this is going to be equal to 0. Okay, because y is going to be equal to 0. That's what we have here in green. So when I factorize this one, it's telling me that my factorization is x negative, take away 1 times x plus 3 equal to 0. Okay, so how this equation can be equal to 0? So one way is that this x is equal to 0. So one way is that x is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 1, y will be equal to 0. And that is 1, 0. This is this coordinate. Or the other option is that x is equal, if x is equal to -3 in here, y will be also be equal to 0, because it doesn't matter what number I'm multiplying by 0, it will always be 0. So this point is -3, 0. Notice here, girls, that this point is this one, and this point is this one. Okay? Wonderful, girls. What am I missing? I'm still missing something. I'm missing still the y-intercept. I almost finished. So we can do that with trace again. So I'm just going to go again to my graphs that I had here. Here it is. So I'm just going to continue tracing. And I find there the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 0, -3. And that's the other point that I needed here. Okay, wonderful, girls.